Family, faith, sports. That's what brings families together, not only in Brooklyn and New York, but across America. And Brooklyn at one time, and I'm so lucky that I lived for the first 12 years of my life and understood what the Brooklyn Dodgers meant to me as a kid and to all my friends and to their parents. The Brooklyn Dodgers were Brooklyn. When they won, we smiled. When they lost, we were sad. I would know when Brooklyn Dodgers won, even as a kid. When I heard people go past my apartment building laughing, I knew we won. The Brooklyn Dodgers really defined the scrappiness that Brooklyn represented then, and to a large degree today. The Yankees, who were the dreaded enemy, we hated them, and the Giants right behind them. But the Yankees especially, those were those rich blue bloods. Even though they played in Dub Bronx, we referred to them as Manhattanites. And the Brooklyn Dodgers were in your face, working class, hard working, and the Brooklyn Nets are going to be the same. It's going to be exactly the same. Like I say, in Manhattan, they drink the fancy wines, all that fancy liquor, and here in Brooklyn, it's Alizé. So you know what? It's going to be a tumble. We can't wait. Manhattan Knicks, you had your chance. Move over. Here comes the Brooklyn Nets. Plenty of memories, of course. I mean, I went to quite a few games. I lived 3 blocks from Ebbets Field. I lived on Empire Boulevard and Brooklyn Avenue. From the roof of my building, we were able to see the lights on at Ebbets Field, and the cheers of the crowd, the thousands of people that would leave Ebbets Field. I remember my dad taking me to Ebbets Field and sitting mostly in the grandstands. We would hang out on Bedford Avenue during batting practice to try to catch a ball, which I never did, but some of my friends did, sneaking in to a game. And by the way, in those days, it wasn't like today with security and all that. You just, after the first inning, the ticket takers would let you in. They couldn't care less. And half the time you would spend watching the Dodgers, but the other half of the time you would watch the people in the fans, because they were among the craziest, looniest characters that you'll ever find. And I got a hunch it's going to be the same thing at Barclays Center with the Brooklyn Nets. So it was in fact, I remember one game. It was the Milwaukee Braves in those days versus the Brooklyn Dodgers, and we won 24-3. And nobody left until the last out, and all of us were with the handkerchiefs in our hands. That's what we used to do in those days, as the Brooklyn Dodgers defeated that team. The only sad note for me is my father loved me and loved my younger sisters and my mom, and he lived for the Brooklyn Dodgers equally to us. And then he died a year before they won the World Series in 1955. I wish he could have at least lived to see that moment. But I have a hunch he knew that they finally made it. And we waited for that day. It's hard to understand among folks living in Brooklyn today, but we waited for that day for so many years. And when we finally beat those Yankees, those dreaded Yankees, those hateful, vengeful Yankees in 1955, Brooklyn stopped for almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks. They were running out of the buses, the trolleys. People were high-fiving each other, crying, laughing. No one went to work for 2 weeks here. There were rallies. They were right in front of Borough Hall. I went to one where, thousands of people congregated in happiness and tearing. But finally, we got the respect that was due us all that time. And it's going to happen again. Well, this time we already have the respect, but now we're going to show what Brooklyn's made out of.